Hello and welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here at the DRL Round 1. This is the Degenerate Racing League. We're just starting off a brand new season lasting 13 weeks long, 12 exciting races, 45 minutes mandatory pit stop is going to be required, with fuel and tires being the choice that the drivers are going to have to make. We've got some rain expected for some of the other races, but for right now, we're looking pretty clear. Let's take a look at the calendar very quickly before we get it right into qualifying session. Round 1, we're at Barcelona. Round 2 next week, we're going to be at Donington Park, then Coda, Indianapolis. There's the rain I talked about at Brands Hatch, then Hungaroring. No race. We're skipping it on the 8th of October. 24-hour Nürburgring Spa, rain at Kyalami, Suzuka, Watkins Glen, and then the Red Bull Ring. Running it up for this 12-round championship that we have going on right now. And boy, am I excited to see this 34-car grid take to the twisty bits of Barcelona Moto, everybody. We are starting soon, but let's get right into the live action, everybody, and let's see what the drivers are up to right now. Who's at the top right now, and who's going to be leading it from the rear? Right now, it looks like we've got Frank Castle in P1, Burt Macklin in P2, Stofko in 3rd, Braun in 4th, Neil Kerbel in 5th. The winner of the last couple of races that we had last week for the preliminary intermission of the season races. And we got Oliver Shorgan in 6th place. Excuse the pronunciations if I happen to get them wrong. Shooter McGavin in 7th place. Paul Hohen in 8th place. 8th place for Hohen, and Rodriguez in 9th, Yu in 10th, not you, but Norris Yu in 10th place, Daniel Hirsch in 11th place, Nairadi in 12th place, Appertherton in 13th, Borg in 14th, Zahara in 15th, Hayes, Hermanis, Palaniuk, Ma, Eric the Boss Gakassian, not the boss here though, just racing for fun it seems, Nelson Hernandez, Russell Stanford, Bradley Smith, James May, Tyler Morgan, Ricky Bobby himself, Braden Breeze, Jake Paisa, Don Foreman. Oh, we have it off from Shooter McGavin, the 7th place car, having a little excursion off track very quickly before getting it collected and heading back to the pits. The number 69, nice. We talked about Paisa. We got Frostman, we got Sean Ches, John Melott, Wes Romery, Raymond Balut, and Bradley Cooper rounding it out for this 34 grid standing that we have right now. And who's out there doing their best? It's Mr. Frank Castle for Sandbag Syndicate. Ooh, I like that livery he's got. Troy Lee Designs out there on the side. We got the Milwaukee DRL logos all over it, SRAM on it, and Chromag on the hood there. I like that livery a lot. Burt Macklin, what are you up to right now? He's rocking the same livery, actually. And that Mustang GT3. Doing well for the Stang here. Long straightaway here down the front back straight. So that Mustang will do awfully well. Burt Macklin pulls off and abandons that lap. We've only got 3 minutes left of qualifying left, folks. So the driver's going to have to get down to it if they want to get a boot in their butt. Let's see. Jason Hayes is out here improving by a couple tenths. He goes all the way up into 14th place, does a good job of doing so. And look who follows him is Evans Borg. Right behind, gained a couple tenths. The number 52 just improved, got into 15th place for themselves. A lot of people sitting out in the pits right now. Not a lot of people improving. Daniel Hirsch is out here looking to improve from Hirsch Motorsports. Rocking an AMG, the number 48 in 11th place right now, but gaining a couple tenths. That'll put him potentially all the way up into the top 10 if he plays his cards right. Neil Kerbel got to the line in 10th place, in 5th place, that 395. And that last lap, that 45.0, wasn't good enough to help his cause by anything much. Paul Hohen right now in the number 22. He's in 8th place, pulls it off, and that'll be the end of his qualifying session from what it looks like for all the drivers that are in the pits. That'll be done and dusted. Eric the Boss Kakassian, though, improving by a second and a half almost, coming through the final corner, chasing down the AMG that is in front. That is his normal car that he likes to drive. Goes all the way up into 11th place with a 145 flat, still chasing down that 444. It looks like a 444 of Russ Romery out in front in that AMG that he likes to rock so much. Man, that was a good lap out of him right when he needed it the most. Coming through Elf right now, the 55, backed off by quite a bit, and I think he's just going to try to go for one more potentially, or just do a sighting lap, get his groove collected, and then head back in before the race gets going. Race format, like I said earlier, is going to be a 45-minute race, everybody, with one mandatory pit stop, so we'll add that to the standings. That way, everybody will see that we have one pit stop required for everybody in this race. They will have to take mandatory tires, so no matter what you do, your pit stop is going to be about 30 seconds long unless you botch it there on the entry, or if you stay stationary for too long, or if you like to pull the Soccerboxy done improved strategy. Neil Kerbel gets to the line. Does he improve? No, 44.662 does not improve his lap time. He actually got bumped down one. Neil Kerbel's now into 6th place in that 395, down from 5th place. Who got up there? Daniel Hirsch, it looks like, in the 48, now in 3rd place. So Frank Castle, Burt Macklin, Daniel Hirsch, Jacob Stofko, Spencer Braun, and Neil Kerbel. Those are your top 6 right now. Shorin, McGavin, Hohen, Rodriguez, there's your top 10. And then the best of the rest following with you. 6 seconds left in this qualifying session. Drivers are just getting to the line, wrapping things up. Hirsch is actually out there to improve. He could go provisional pole with this, actually. He's got 3/10 in the bag. It may not be quite enough for pole. Might just get him up into the front row, though. Let's see what he got to the line. He does go to 2nd place. Takes that front row spot. Oh, yeah. Let's get some shake and bake in here, dog. Thank you very much. And thank you for collecting those channel points enough to be able to get the shake and bake. Mr. Hermanes pulls over. That'll be the end of his qualifying session. Did not improve that last lap around. A 55.9 does not beat his 55.6 that he set previously. Only driver left still on a valid lap is going to be Stofko, doing Lexus things in the number 15. He's in 4th place right now. He might have breached track limits there, but time will tell what he actually did. As he gets to the line, he's only improved by 2/10. That might just get him up into the front row, bump Daniel Hirsch back just a hair. Lexus is going to have a lot of straight line power. Oh, there it goes. Jacob Stofko's got it. Purple sector 3 there, but he loses a little bit through the final corner, dragging to the line. Can he hold on? He goes into 2nd place, bumps everybody back, including Daniel Hirsch. And that'll be 2nd place for Stofko. Daniel Hirsch takes 3rd. Frank Castle takes 1st place, obviously. Burt Macklin, Spencer Braun, Neil Kerbel, Oliver Sorgren, Shooter McGavin, Paul Hohen, Joshua Rodriguez, Norris Yu, Mitch Nairati, Eric the Boss Gakasian, Bradley Cooper, Atherton, Jason Ays, Evan Zborg, Grant Zahara, Kevin Palaniuk, Artur Hermanes, Russell Stanford, Frederick Ma, Tyler Morgan, Nielsen Hernandez, Bradley Smith, Sean Ches, Jay Paisa, James May, Ricky Bobby, Braden Breeze, Don Frostman, Wes Romery, John Melott, and Raymond Balyut, rounding it out for the 34 drivers here tonight. Take a quick intermission very soon, and we'll be right back. Yeah, just a little bit of a tongue twister, huh? Getting all the drivers' names right. We've got 4 minutes. If any of the drivers are here and would like to do an interview, please let me know. We'll go ahead and do a quick interview with them. I can always make that a possibility. Let's see if we can get Frank Castle in for an interview very quickly. Is Frank in the Discord? I don't see Frank Castle in the Discord. Shooter McGavin, Ricky Bobby sure are, though. Brandon Breeze is, Tyler Morgan, Neil Kerbal, Bradley Cooper. Frank Castle. Hello. Ask and ye shall receive, apparently. I was just singing your name, asking to see where you were. Thank you very much for popping into the broadcast booth.
Season start in the Mustang.
Yeah, looking like a good season start in the Mustang, Frank. I just had you muted for just a moment, so you might have to repeat some of what you just said. But what was it? This was your first in what?
I was just saying this is my first pole in DRL in 3 seasons. So
Oh,
this
wow.
is a big moment history for DRL here.
So how do you feel about that, being in pole next to someone like Stofko?
We're feeling good. I mean, I know Stofko is using a little bit lesser of a car to stay competitive, so it's going to be fun with him closer, and it's a little bit intimidating. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep my head forward and not worry about the Delta or what's behind me.
How long have you been driving the Mustang for, if you don't mind me asking?
About today was my first day of practice on Spain, so we've been driving the Mustang for about a week, so it's been good.
Ooh, very nice. So it's an easy car to tame then. What are some of its advantages or disadvantages that you would like to reveal?
Feels like more like the Porsche. It's more of a pointy car. It's more kind of where I turn it goes, before the AMG I was in was a little bit understeery and just didn't really suit my driving style, so I find that it's very direct, which is nice.
Nice, and finding a car that always suits your driving style is one of the most important things. We've got about 45 seconds left on the clock. I'll let you go, but thank you very much for popping in here. I'm definitely going to be calling your name after the race to get a conversation with you again, Frank.
Roger, well, hopefully we can keep it clean. All right, take care. See ya.
Later. Awesome to get what you ask for out of some of these drivers. Ask and ye shall receive. Very grateful for that interview. Hopefully you guys got something out of that too, but let's go ahead and start the grid walk very quickly. We don't have too much time left to go. Let's just do a quick livery review as we know who the drivers are. Daniel Hirsch has got a nice livery. Burt Macklin rocking the same. Ooh, Spencer Braun in his Stefan Designs. Neil Kerbal. Ooh, Sordin in a nice bright livery. Shooter McGavin in another bright livery. Stock livery for Paul. Ooh, that's a nice one. Bonsai Samurai like the Galaxy for Norris Yu. Another Galaxy livery. More gold, more green. Love to see these liveries right now. Love the colors that people have chosen. Number 21 looking pretty dapper. We got the Yeti-powered SRAM car. Bluey! I know that guy. 44, the 20 of Russell Stanford. Got Frederick Ma in the 22, the 23 for Brundle Racing. Ooh, this is a nice, elegant livery. 74, looks pretty nice. Captain Ches. Heisa rocking, I think that's a stock livery or a stock-ish livery. Let's go to the green light, though. Green light, green, green, green. Sorry we couldn't get all the liveries, everybody. But we've got the green light ready to go here towards turn one, everybody. It looks like it's pretty nip and tuck. 3 wide there in the background, and that must be Eric Akasian in the gold Nissan getting sucked up by the rest of the cars, and he's getting bumped around in the background. Let's see what the carnage looks like here at T1. A little bit of door banging 4 wide on the rejoin. Couple cars going wide in avoidance. Who got involved in that? Looks like Paul Ho and Spencer Braun are the worst of them. Battle for the lead right now. Stofko trying to get one over on Frank Castle as they approach the seat corner. Looks like Stofko stuffed it on the inside, making that work. And the two identical Mustangs side by side are Burt Macklin and Frank Castle. Frank Castle there following the Lexus through, and Burt Macklin stuffs it on the inside, has a little bit of a door bang moment and goes around on his own in the aftermath. It looks like Frank Castle got the incident point for that, but he's driving forward with not too much damage right now. He said he was trying to keep it clean all interview long, and hopefully that still counts towards his favor of keeping it clean. I'm not sure how opportunistic that was based on that angle. It was kind of tricky to see what was going on there, but the drivers kept it together. Let's see where Burt ended up. Oh, Burt Macklin, the number 4, ended up in 34th place, taking a while to get his car collected and get back going again. And this looks like it's going to be Stofko's race to win, and Neil Kerbel chasing down Frank Castle in the background, though, in that Aston. No, that's not him in the Aston. He's driving a GTR. Interesting choice of car. Love the livery, though. It looks like there's a little bit of side-by-side action right now between Hirsch and Shooter McGavin on the inside. There's that Aston of 69. Nice. The 48 goes through, and Hirsch has got the move done. Eric the Boskakasian getting it done on Mitch Nyardi for sure. At least for now, the Galaxy livery of Nyardi looking pretty clean. Let's go on board real quick with Nyardi and see what he's looking at the back of this GTR, nice and gold. A little bit of contact up in front between that Aston. That's Shooter McGavin and Daniel Hirsch going side by side in that AMG car. And it looks like nip and tuck, single file line for everybody in the background. Here's how close it is between the Shake and Bake and In God We Trust mobile of Daniel Hirsch. Excellent camera work there, I must say. Thank you to ACC TV. Paul Hohen, side by side, 2x2 formation, going through Seat and Campsa now. This is where we're watching Kevin Palaniuk getting chased down by Sorgren, excuse me. And there's Mr. Bluey. Kevin Palaniuk goes off really deep there at Bonk Sabadell. I thought he was going to maintain his composure a little bit better there in that side-by-side action, but perhaps he was just letting it go. Bradley Cooper seemingly having an incident, though. Let's see what happened to the 91. Let's rewind 30 seconds here and see what happened to the 91. 91 getting to the line. Seemingly like everything's going to be okay for them. And then all of a sudden, the replay cuts out. Fantastic. Thank you so much, ACC TV. As I was just singing your praises. You do me dirty like that. Nelson Hernandez seemingly having an incident. Let's go back 10 seconds and see what happened there. Ooh, tank slapper. All on his own, it looked like, getting over the curb at turn 1. Just getting it all wrong there on his own, but able to get it collected and moving in the right direction. The number 23 car of Nelson Hernandez. Excuse me, the number 3 car of Nelson Hernandez in 23rd position. And obviously, if you didn't know, we've got 3 separate classes here all racing for the overall positions, but we've also got people just racing for their class positions as well. So you'll see the white drivers being, whoa, who is that? Off and into the dust. We got a 3-way battle coming up right now, though. We've got to keep our eye on this. We don't need to focus on Sean. I think that was Sean Ches potentially having an accident. But look at this bonsai livery. The Japan sun on the rooftop. This is chasing down Eric Gakosian right now, really being a cork in the bottle for the rest of these cars, seemingly. Check out lap times really quick, though. Sanchez losing out to Don Frostman out in front by just a little bit. Let's see what it is to the line, though. 49.0 to 49.2 for Frostman and Chez. Up 12 positions for Don Frostman, though, doing a seemingly great job. Who is that in the pits in the background, already doing their mandatory? Of course, that reset for me. Burt Macklin in the number 4, taking their first pit stop of the race and trying to go to the end, apparently. That will be a little bit opportunistic to make these tires last. I think a lot of the other drivers will have some advantage over him, but is he out into clean air? I don't think so. Where is Mr. Macklin? Burt Macklin out in 32nd position right now. Really not in clear air at all. You can see him lit up on the dot on my screen right now. The 44 of Rosemary has an incident. Let's go back 30 for 30 and take a look at what happened there. Oh, big tank slapper in the background. And here's what happened to the 444. And no, we won't see what happened to the 444 apparently. Ah, I know why. I know why this is happening. I apologize. I was hitting the wrong button. Sorry, ACCTV. I don't mean to blame you, but I do blame you at the same time. Ooh, Sanchez battling it out with Brendan Breeze right now. Side by side, almost going in towards turn 1. But there's more side by side action in the background. This is Frostman and Malott going into turn 1, closing the door. Not quite enough, though. The number 11 goes over the curb. Almost has contact with John Malott in the Bonsai car. But the Bonsai goes through without any damage, any contact. Does a great job of driving that car forward. Very good amount of clean driving, despite what the liveries look like right now. There's been mostly clean driving out here on track. And somewhere, Frank Castle, Stofko, what happened to Stofko? He's down into 5th place right now, has not taken a pit stop. The number 15 had an accident. Let's take a quick look at the accident that happened to the number 15 very quickly. Goes a little off track, turns in on Castle, and that's what happened, I think. That's what sent Stofko back, and Frank Castle really dealing with the best of these incidences so far. Oh, look at this sandwich that we're about to see again. Whoa, Nyardi and Gagosian. No, that is Nyardi, excuse me, going next to Eric the Boss Gagosian, finally getting through that 55 car that's been a cork in the bottle for the rest of the field behind them. What an amazing lunge there to make that move stick. No contact, though almost bumping the rump from behind from Nyardi into Gagosian, going really slow through what looks like Repsol corner and now entering seat. Things are all gapped out though. But before, that was not the case. And here's Bradley Cooper and Kevin Palaniuk side by side action coming through seat themselves. Now they're entering Worth. That bluey car of Palaniuk out in front right now. Oh, big look from the 91 on the inside of Kempsa. Can't really act there, though. Just tried to scare Palaniuk into something. Some sort of mistake, potentially. Wasn't going to happen, though. Palaniuk, cool as a cucumber. If somebody knows where the term cool as a cucumber came from, I'd really like to know. That makes 3 wide here. Oh my God. Deshaun Ches, Brandon Breeze, and John Malot 3 wide on the entrance of Blanc Sabadell. Whoa. And entering Europe car now, that BMW gets a little bit squirrely, that hooligan. Doing hooligan things, bouncing around. That's Braden Breeze, excuse me, Breeze. Getting chased down by Malott, it looks like. That would be Malott in the Bonsai car. Looking like a good livery for them. Oh, it looks like Braden Breeze, excuse me, had an incident there, and the 666 went off track and allowed Nelson Hernandez and John Malott through. And it looks like Rosemary, the 444, had an incident turn 1 again. And was able to get the car collected, but lost a few positions off that. Let's look at the positions gained very quickly. Frank Castle's gained nothing. Neil Kerbel's gained 4. Hirsch has gained nothing. McGavin's up 4. Stofko's down 3. Rodriguez up 4. Shorjan in the exact same position that he started the race in. Gakassian's up 5. Zahara's up 9. Nayardi's up 2. Who else is big gainers? Bradley Smith is up 11. Paisa's up 12. 15 for John Malott. And Spencer Braun's having the worst of it, down 15. And so is Burt Macklin. Paul Hohen down 27, down 23 positions themselves. Burt Macklin, obviously one of the front runners during qualifying session, and got caught out on a lap 1 incident that they'll have to recover from for the rest of the race. That BMW not having a great time, going side by side with that McLaren, trying to come through the S's, neat and tidy, nip and tuck. Here's Evan Zborg chasing down the BMW. Excuse me, no, that is not. That is the Brandon. That is not the 22. Who is he chasing down? Ooh, side-by-side action out in front, but that's not for position, I don't think. That's the 666. He is fighting for position overall. But that blue Mustang, that's not for position, I don't think. Slips through on Breeze, though. Right through with that blue Mustang. Maybe thinking that it's a back marker. What number is that? 32nd position. That'll be Paul Hohen. So that is not for position overall. That is just a car in their vicinity. Oh, we got to look back at this one really quickly. What happened here? Side by side between the Bonsai and Hernandez. Almost having a little touch there. Bump in the rump. No, not quite yet. And then now we're getting through seat and into the next corner, and then a bump in the rump, trying to get the car turned around the right way. Pulls over to apologize, but has to get back running again. Nelson Hernandez there. Zahara chasing down Gakassian now. Gakassian's been a sitting duck. Almost gets bumped in the rump by that Yeti car. Team Solo Q. That's another nice livery. Let's take a look at this one very quickly. I like the blue, the yellow, the kind of grayish rims. I like your style, guy. I like your style. Jason Hayes for Breeze Motorsports. Chasing down Wes Romery and Raymond Baliut. Oh, Nayardi's trying to chase down Norris. You, though. Battle for the top 10. Battle of the Galaxy cars. Number 32 and the 530. Shaking and baking. I was just checking to see if they are on the same team. No, they are clearly not. Norris U rocking the Norris U livery, and Mitch Nyardi in the Mantini Motorsports team. Spencer Braun repping Braun GP for season 3 here at the Degenerate Racing League. Trying to tie it up with Nelson Hernandez right now. Gets caught up in the twisty bits. This Porsche not doing so well despite it being potentially better in the slow sections and turning better. It really will get gapped right now behind that Mustang, though. That's where it's really going to fall short of expectations. Drivers that have taken their pits so far in order, it's going to be Burt Macklin, Paul Hohen, Tyler Morgan, and Artur Hernandez. Oh no, what happened to Burt Macklin? Having a little bit of an incident there. No, just a yellow flag, excuse me. And he might have gone off track by just a hair. Jason Hayes being extremely timid through the first couple of corners. Not wanting to get too close to Wes Romery. You heard it there on the accelerator. Just being a little bit patient. Now he's flat out through turn 3 Renault. And into Repsol, makes the move happen. Jason Hayes goes through on West, but goes too deep. West takes it right back right away. The 444 snapping back, but that BMW is on the inside line at seat. Will he do the same mistake again by going too deep? We'll have to see. The side-by-side action has concluded, though, with Raymond Balute making the overtake happen on Jason Hayes. Take another look at lap time comparisons real quick. Grant Zahara is getting caught by Norris U at quite a rapid pace, around half a second per lap. How do you make that advantage work for you here at the Barcelona circuit to make sure that you get an overtake opportunity and not just stuck behind someone you're seemingly slower behind? Will it be to the line? I doubt so with the GT3. Oh, let's check out Cooper Atherton, Spencer Braun, and Evan Zborg. Got a 4-way battle right now. Nelson Hernandez leading this pack of 4. Whoa, big drift out in front from Nelson Hernandez, or from Grant Zahara, excuse me. That was disgusting. How did he keep it collected? Oh, that Mustang bounces all on its own. Now it's going to be a 3-way battle to the line. Will that McLaren touch the Mustang there on the outside? No, has to back off the accelerator. Norris U makes that opportunity work for him and gets through. And now Nyardi's going to want to have to do the same very soon himself. Especially watching that Mustang with its pace. Let's take a look at that last lap around. Oh yeah, Nyardi's going to want to get through quick, fast, and in a hurry. Grant Zahara lost a second there on that last lap as he was getting chased down. Looking in that rearview mirror will definitely slow down your efforts by quite some time. Beautiful three-way battle still going on right now. I'm not going to write off Grant Zahara just yet because of one lap that he did poorly on. But he is getting chased down by Nyardi. I can hear the Jaws music playing in the background. Da-da, 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 ba-da-ba. I personally love the... Who's that scrawny guy? Dated Ariana Grande. He did a skit on Jaws. A tiger shark? What's that? Absolutely hilarious. And Grant Zahara goes into the pits. Those tires must be gone for him. Breaks down to the 50 line. And then goes and takes his pit limiter on and heads right into the pit box. He must be one of the earlier ones, it looks like. We pulled over so early. Joshua Rodriguez getting side by side with Shooter McGavin. Shooter McGavin's been involved in a lot of overtaking so far. Another bonsai livery. And it looks like Joshua Rodriguez gets that move done on Shooter McGavin for the top 3 provisionally right now. As it must be that I'm looking. I think Stofko has dropped out of the race. That must be the case right now because I don't see him up on my leaderboard. These are not necessarily battles for position overall right now. Jason Hayes is chasing down Braden Breeze, though. That is for position overall. He's chasing down the 666 out in front, matching liveries almost. And the 21 is able to get through on the 666 neatly and swiftly. A little teamwork, a little camaraderie there to not slow each other down, it looks like. Daniel Hirsch, the first of the pit stoppers, though, in the number 48. He's out in 14th place. Eric Akasian, Shorgren. Oliver, I'm just going to call you Oliver. Oliver S. In 10th place right now, also heading out into the pits. And a couple positions getting switched back and inverted because of that. But overall, things seemingly staying pretty status quo, as we should say. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you very much for your support. Appreciate all you guys are doing to stick around and keep the stream going. Big shout out to all the supporters out there. And I must say another big shout out to my man, Jason Hayes, who has been doing a lot of great work for the graphics arts side of things. So if you see him out there, make sure you give him a big thank you for all the hard work that he's done to make the stream look as good as it does. Oh, Joshua Rodriguez and Jason Hayes getting side by side one more time. These guys won't stop. Oh, and the 93 just gets clipped a tiny bit there across the nose. Gets spun around at Blanc Sabadell, a place where you're not really great to go side by side at, but they tried to go for it anyways. A lot of trust there being established, but then seemingly all lost in a blink of an eye for that Aston. Big round of pit stops coming out right now. A lot of drivers taking their pit stops. This is not a four-way battle, but we got four cars all in the line. Nelson Hernandez is trying to chase down Sean Chez out in front, but no, in and in he goes, a Cheesemobile, and it looks like Paisa has gone a little off track. No, they're just exiting the pit lane. And Mitch Nyardi, Norris Yu also into the pits. John Millot, Wes Romery, Russell Stanford, Jason Hayes, and Sean Chez all into the pits right now. And it looks like Millot's already out for the kamikaze car. Love these liveries. Shows a lot of character about each one of these drivers. Doing a great job. Kerbal, Cooper, Smith, Braun, Nyardi, and Yu, and Rodriguez being the last drivers to not take a pit stop now. Frank Castle finally into the pit stops, it looks like. Norris Yu still 2 cars ahead of Nyardi, the 8th and 10th place Galaxy liveried cars. Oh, looks like Neil Kerbal's off and into the pits himself now. Oh no, he's not off and into the pits. Neil Kerbal having an incident going in towards turn 1. Did he do it all on his own? That GTR just giving a big ol' wiggle and then out onto the curbs. But then he couldn't get the car recollected for the final time. And that 385 is majorly injured. 395, excuse me, is majorly injured. That's going to have to go get some repairs back at the pit lane. Neil Kerbal seemingly not in first place anymore on pace alone. If he does pit now, he'll end up behind the 48. That's Daniel Hirsch. So still in the top 10, but not quite where he expected to be, I don't think. What about Bradley Smith? Where does he end up? The 395 ends up in front of the 46. That'll still keep him in a good position from what I can tell. Behind the 44, it looks like. Behind the 44, behind the 72. So he'll lose out on a few positions, actually, on position overall. Gaps are finally starting to separate themselves out. Russell Stanford and Raymond Balyut battle for 23rd, 24th right now getting underway. Here's Burt Macklin on his recovery drive all the way back up into 8th place. After that early pit stop that he made 32.8 seconds long, did a great job of getting that collected. Here's Nero Kerbal into the pits for himself. Let's go check out Oliver S. and Frank Castle's big chase. Frank Castle seemingly taking 2 pit stops already? You have that much damage from those incidences? No, that can't be. That must be a glitch. He is all the way down into 12th place right now. He's chasing Palaniuk, Hernandez, Paisa. Wow. The order has been shooken up for sure throughout this race. Not sure what happened to Castle during that second pit to cause him to have a second pit stop, but he's first of the 2 pit stoppers. Santa Cruz logo on the back of Frank Castle's car. And that is Oliver S. chasing him down right now. Joshua Rodriguez and Eric Gakosian. Eric is in third place right now. Holy smokes. Hirsch is in first place. Shooter McGavin's in second place. Eric Gakosian's battling for third place overall. Joshua Rodriguez, though, trying to get that podium spot away from Eric Gakosian. Bradley Smith, Burt Macklin, Spencer Braun behind. Oh, look at that closing speed of that Aston. Holy smokes. Joshua Rodriguez still shows that he has to take a pit stop. I'm not sure if that's actually true, though. On one screen, it shows that he's taken a pit. On the other screen, it shows that he has not. Spencer Braun into the pits now. Rodriguez and Gakosian still getting the action down on the inside of the La Silla. And through Blanc Sabadell. Here's where the GTR is going to suffer in that straight line. Can the Aston do anything to get a run on it in towards turn 1 like it did before? It knows it has the closing speed under the brakes, but can it close down under the straightaway? Eric Gakosian shakes off the slipstream, doesn't want to give up an inch, doesn't want to give up a mile here towards turn 1, knows that he's vulnerable, closes it off, closes down the gap though is Joshua Rodriguez, excuse me. Getting two names mixed up. I'm looking at Nelson Hernandez and Joshua Rodriguez. Here's Nyardi and Paul Hohen going side by side through Blank Sabadell. This is how it's done, everybody. You had to slow down quite a bit to get through there as neatly as these two did. Here's Joshua Rodriguez chasing down her... Nope, Gakassian, excuse me. One more time as they get to La Cia. And Blanc Sabadell, they're not going side by side. They're just nose to tail right now. Go back to Nelson Hernandez and their battle with Jay Paisa. Number 3 chasing down the 135. This is a battle for 8th and 7th place overall. Oh, that was close between Frank Castle and Kevin Palaniuk, though. Wow. Gets the move done on Palaniuk under the braking zone. Great job there. Frank Castle on a rampage to get back to the front top 10. Did so easily. Let's check out Joshua Rodriguez, though, in the number 93 in 4th place, chasing down that last podium position. At least trying to. Deep on the brakes at La Cia, in through Blanc Sabadell. Drivers are staying nose to tail right now. Really closing down that gap here before the straightaway. I think this might be Joshua's opportunity now. Oh no, Hirsch has an incident. Hirsch has an incident. Whoa! No! And there's a car just sitting there at turn 1. Cannot avoid it. That is huge damage to Hirsch's car. Oh man, Shooter McGavin right on his tail now. This is the battle for the lead of the race. And with that hood the way it's looking, I'd be surprised if that wheel is even turning straight. Oh no, that wheel is not straight. He's got a ton of damage. He's just trying to limp that car home right now. 5 minutes left to go. Can he drive it to the finish line? I don't think so. No, indeed. Not the way we wanted that race to end. Here it is, side by side towards T1. Oh, goes quite deep though at T1. Shooter McGavin, but is able to regain it back for T2. Holds back Hirsch, but I think if Hirsch had a fully functional car, he would be able to defend that a little bit better. Take a look back real quick at Frank Castle's recovery drive and Nelson Hernandez out in front. And it looks like Frank Castle's able to go through on Hernandez. There through the second to last corner, New Holland. And away he goes, Frank Castle just speeding away from the cars behind. Let's take a quick look back at what happened here between... Ooh. Joshua Rodriguez having an off. Number 93. Getting into it with the 55 on what it looks like. Let's take a quick look back at what happened here. In towards turn 1, the 55 leads the 93. Closing down the gap again in towards turn 1, and the GTR does a nice little Tokyo drift, and the 93 backs off to give the position back. Good sportsmanship there. This is Oliver S. chasing down Hernandez, though. Whoa, bump in the rump. It looks like the number 38 goes through on the number 3. I'd see a little flashy of the headlights would be justified in that moment. And now Nelson Hernandez loses the position to Palaniuk, though. About to get sucked in by who is that in the background? That's Palaniuk, and not a battler for position overall. Someone on a recovery drive, I would imagine. No blue flags being waved, so the driver is not out of position trying to get that position back. Here's Paisa and Frank Castle. Castle on the inside, backs out at Repsol. Looks like Paisa leaves a ton of room, doesn't back out at all, excuse me, takes the lead away from Paisa, and now is in through seat, and that seal is delivered.
The leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
Number 3 gets through on Bluey, Palaniuk and Hernandez. Leader is on the final lap. The 69 will cross the line for the final time, it sounds like. Palaniuk chasing down Hernandez. Whoa! Bumping the rump there from Hernandez, I think that is, who does the right thing. No, Hernandez gets bumped by Norris Yu. Norris Yu doing the right thing and trying to hold up there as he gets regained back on track. But who is that? That's Nyardi getting past you there and gives the position back, trying to do the right thing there and wait up for the compatriot. Resume their battle. Lots of sportsmanlike driving here tonight at the Degenerate Racing League, despite what the name implies. The 69 will cross the line for the final time, and Shooter McGavin takes the win, and Daniel Hirsch somehow limps that car home in P2 with a ton of damage. And it looks like Eric the Boss Kakassian will take home P3, Joshua Rodriguez in P4, Bradley Smith will take home P5, Burt Macklin on his recovery drive in 6th place, Frank Castle in 7th place. Closest battle of the leaders so far in the top 10. Stay on this to the finish line. Cars dipping, diving, and dodging out of the way to make sure they don't get involved in that last lap battle. Good on him. Whoa! And there's contact in the background. And that's Jay Paisa getting involved in there. Palaniuk goes forward into 9th from the top 10. But Frank Castle in 7th, Oliver in 8th, Palaniuk in 9th, Paisa in 10th. Nardi's going to bring home 11th place. Paisa actually in 2nd place for the class position overall. And it looks like Palaniuk in 2nd place in position overall for their class as well. Bradley Smith, the winner of their classification, Gavin being the winner of his classification, or Hirsch being the winner of their classification. Nelson Hernandez, Paul Hohen, John Malott, Jason Hayes, Ricky Bobby, Wes Romery, Spencer Braun, Frederick Ma, Artur Hermanis, Raymond Balut, Sean Ches, Don Frostman, Ivan Zborg, Tyler Morgan, Russell Stanford, Braden Breeze, Grant Zahara, all finishing this race, everybody. Woo, man, that was a mouthful. Take a quick intermission before we wrap things up, everybody. If anybody wants to get involved for an interview, please let me know. Do a little highlight reel replay real quick as we give some drivers some time to decide if they want to get into the interview booth. Pull Gavin. Where is Gavin? Oh, tell him to grab whoever he wants. Eric Kakassian is going to be who I'm dragging. Oh, he's not in the right channel. Oh, I can't drag anybody. Oh, wait, no, I can. I'm just silly. Let's talk to Burt Macklin real quick.
Hang on,
Burt.
this race isn't representative. Oh, hey, man.
Oh, hey, this race is not representative, huh?
It is not, my friend.
No.
Everybody's talking about people finishing in different classes where they are in the order. But I was just about to say, there were a lot of stop and go penalties. So.
Ah, is that what was going on for everybody?
Yes, sir. It sounds like the pit board got taken out and people weren't sure where the line was. So a bunch of speeding in the pit lane.
Ah, that must have been what happened to Castle.
Yep. That's what happened to Castle.
No.
It looked like almost half the grid got hit, unfortunately.
Oh man, that's disastrous. I was wondering why I kept seeing 2 pit stops for a lot of people, but I wasn't seeing the penalties pop up on my dashboard. Oh man. So what happened to you on lap 1 though?
So lap 1, I went side by side with my teammate in probably the worst spot I could have picked to go side by side, like the tightest pinch on the track. And I just late braked and understeered into him. And I'm actually thankful that I bounced and spun because I take full blame for that one. So, yeah, that was it. I had to sit there, I had to wait for a safe rejoin, which ended up being dead last. But I decided to try the pit immediately strategy, fill it up with fuel and take my tires right to the end, which somehow drove myself right back up to 6th place. So
I was gonna say,
I'll take that.
hell of a recovery drive though.
Thank
Hell
you.
of a recovery drive.
I will credit a lot of those positions to people getting stop goes, but I'll take it nonetheless.
No, yeah, regardless of the stop go penalties, that was an amazing recovery drive, and way to have the mental fortitude to be able to claw yourself back in after starting in P last, basically starting at the front of the grid, ending up in P last on lap 1, and then coming back to the top 10. That's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does feel good. All things considered, yeah, I try to do that in my races. I spin, you get into incidents, I just try to put my head down and charge back through the field as best I can. And that's the first time I've ever tried the early stop to go long, but being behind all the AM drivers, I figured that would probably be the quicker way to go instead of trying to battle my way past them.
Yeah, I was going to ask too, were you ever caught in, it seemed like you got caught in lap traffic pretty early on and you just had to claw your way through. What was kind of your technique to get through the lap traffic?
Yeah, so after my pit stop, I actually was very fortunate to come out a lap behind, but right in amongst the pro drivers. So my pace was on par with them. I ceded a couple positions just because I did get blue flagged. There were some pros that had way less fuel than me, obviously, and were able to get around me. So I let 2 or 3 go, and then I just settled in, and I pretty much had clear air from there. I got very fortunate on track, and then by the time everybody ran their pit stops and served their penalties, I was shocked to see myself in 6th.
Oh, well, a heck of a recovery drive. I'll say it again for the final time. Thank you very much for joining me in the booth. I'm going to grab Daniel Hirsch next, who
All right, buddy.
had a crazy finish to his race.
Awesome. Thanks, The Real High. Talk to
Thanks, brother. Can I pull Eric Akasian? Let's go in order. Let's grab Shooter McGavin first. Shooter McGavin.
Hello!
Hello and welcome.
Oh man, it's been a long time coming. I'm so pumped. It's
Oh
ridiculous.
man, I can hear the shit-eating grin from ear to ear on your face right now.
Yup.
How long has it been coming? How long have you been working for this?
Yeah, like we've done like 3 seasons now, and then F1 before that, and it just felt like I was going backwards for so long. Just all these pro drivers so quick, and then yeah, I don't know what happened, but I took advantage of it for sure.
Oh man, yeah. I will pull in Daniel Hirsch next to get his opinion about what happened, but he got into a huge wreck with 5 minutes left to go, and I saw you just careening towards him like a bat out of hell, and I can tell you were determined to make that last pass clean.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't. That's a thing. Like, I didn't want to take any risks or anything. So, and I could see that he got some damage from that. So I knew it was only a matter of time. But yeah, I didn't want to dive down or anything like that. So I was just trying to find the right spot, and luckily I got it. And then just I was able to pull away as well. I was so surprised at that. So obviously the damage was a lot, but yeah, super pumped.
Yeah, and heck of an overtake too. The way you were able to keep it collected through turn 1, turn 2, really just bided your time and really just put your pedal to the metal. And how early could you see that you were gaining on him? At what point did you think, man, I could actually win this thing.
Yeah, it was it was crazy. Like even before that, I saw that he had some trouble with some back markers, and I caught up a little bit, but it was only like 5.5, and I was telling my teammate, I don't think I've got enough time to pass him, and then he pulled away again. So I was like, I don't think I'll get him. And then when I heard there's been an accident in turn one, I'm just like, no way, it can't be. And then I see Grant and him right there, and he's pulling away. I'm just like, okay, I'm right behind him. And then that lap, I tried to make a move, and then he was defending really well, but I knew that he had damage, so I knew I could get him. So yeah. Super
Oh,
fun.
right on, man. Well, congratulations on the big W. You definitely deserved it, my brother.
Thank you so much. Can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, good luck to you, brother, on the next one. Be safe.
Thank you.
And let's grab himself Daniel Hirsch next. Mr. Hirsch, are you there?
I am.
I can hear the disappointment in your voice as well.
Oh,
Who would have
I-
expected a car to be there at turn one?
dude, no, it wasn't even there. It was stopped, and I was taking the apex, and it drove into me.
Oh no.
I don't understand how he didn't see me. Like, I was in his windshield.
Oh no, that makes it even worse. I thought the car was stopped for the longest time because of the way the replay looked. It looked like the car was just sitting there for forever. And then you just came in careening and just, bam, into the side, because it would have been a blind spot. You wouldn't have been able to see him anyways, but man,
Yeah, I was mad at that. But
that's
I
racing.
just. But it's funny because the guy in Pro-Am was the first place guy. So
Yep.
technically, I got first place.
You did. You did
I'll
get
take
first
it, I'll
place
take
in
it.
your class, that's for sure.
Oh,
But you
man.
yourself had a bit of a recovery drive. Where did you end up starting versus where you finished?
So I started in third and got first in
That's
the
right.
pros or second. But I got eaten alive in turn one, I think it was at the start of the race. There was 3 wide, and I didn't want to hit Kakassian.
Oh yeah.
Or who was that on my outside? There was another Mercedes, I think, on my outside, and I was trying not to hit him, but I was getting clobbered by the guy on my inside, so I had to like kind of just nudge him over a little bit and say hi. Yeah, it was crazy. It was
Oh,
nuts.
that was a hectic start to the race, but man, what a roller coaster of emotions you must be going through right now, from highs to lows, back to highs again, for realizing that, you did actually take home a W tonight too.
Yeah, it took me a while to realize that until I went into the chat and everyone's talking. They're like, "Oh, Pro-Am got this," and I was wondering what happened to Kerbal and Castle, because their pace was insane that first stint.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds like a lot of people got hit with that pit board being taken out and got stop goes.
yeah. Well, I mean, I was practicing the pit entry beforehand, and I was just breaking a car before that board that you drive under.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that was working well for me. I don't even think I knew where the pit board was either. I just knew my braking zone. So yeah, people were talking about that, but yeah, that's how I handled that.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you've got some reprieve from this, a little bit of gloominess to the end of your race. But the one thing I am curious about the most is you limped that thing home with
Yeah.
5 minutes left to go. How did you manage to do that?
I even tried to fight whoever that was.
Yeah, Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, I don't even know. My wheel was turned at like a 45 the whole time.
I saw that. There's a good couple shots of your wheel being turned at a
Yeah.
45, and I'm like, he's coming into the pits. There's no way he's finishing this race.
My crew chief actually, the app said stay out, and I was like, stay out? Are you sure? All right,
Wow.
let's party. And I don't know what times I was putting up, probably like 158s after that.
Oh god.
But yeah, I was just like, I gotta stay ahead. I was talking to who was I talking to? He's also in Track Delicious. Was it Kakassian? And
Kakashi, maybe?
yeah, you got P3, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, you don't have to hurry. I'm just driving over here.
Oh, he had his own battle to worry about. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the stream tomorrow. So,
Right on, man. Well, thank you very much for hopping in the booth with me, sir. I appreciate you. And I'm going to go ahead and grab Eric Acacia next.
all right, man. God bless.
Hey, yeah, take care. Be safe.
You too.
Let's grab Eric the Boss Gakassian. Mr.
Hello?
P3 himself.
What a crazy race.
What a crazy race for you as well. What about those positions gained, man? Holy smokes.
I mean, to be fair, it's not on true pace, right? I got lucky on a bunch of people getting a little bit too optimistic on the pit stops. But yeah, I mean, battles at the start of the race, battles at the end of the race. I am drenched in sweat. Yeah, incredibly fun race. And all of that with never having driven the Nissan before. Oh my god, the brakes suck on this thing.
I was gonna say, man, driving that GTR, I could see that Aston behind you. I can't remember who it was, closing the gap on you every time at turn 1, but you were able to pull away out of that final corner. How
Yeah,
are you holding everybody back?
So Barcelona is notorious for not being a great track to pass on. So I knew if I used the exit of the last corner to hold J-Rod back and just put the power down, I was going to be able to gap him at least enough to make it uncomfortable for him to try and overtake me in T1 and into the hairpin. The hairpin was the really bad one, considering that the brakes on the Nissan are so bad that they were braking a full car length and a half later than me, and I was
Wow.
still trying to find the braking point all the way through the end. So it was, I really had to focus on making it uncomfortable for J-Rod in those particular positions to overtake, because those are the only possibilities, and then the rest of the lap is pretty tight, so I could be slower on the apex, right, and just make it tough for him to find a nice corner. So with that, just ultimate focus on those two things, I was able to keep him behind.
Well, you did a great job of doing so. And what about earlier on in the race when you were battling with 5 other cars? How exactly did you pick and choose your battles when you were, kind of the cork there, holding people back?
So me being the eternal optimist that I am, and I always think that I'm better than I actually am, I was focused ahead. Again, you know this, I'm new to DRL and happy to be here, but most from other communities know that I literally come in with 0 practice, and it's a brand new car. So my pace through the race tends to improve because I figure out corners, I figure out braking spots, I figure out the car, everything, right? So I was pretty confident in that the people I was around were going to be slower than me in 2, 3, 4 laps. However, that wasn't necessarily the case because they ended up behind me due to incidents. So they had quite a bit of pace in hand.
Right.
And it was interesting to battle them all around. So I do apologize to Nairati, to Mitch, because I did give him a bump, but I did make sure that he ended up ahead of me at the end of that contact. So apologize to him, and great battle to J-Rod. He was phenomenal in the 93 Aston. Any other day, he probably would have taken me. I just got lucky today.
No, 100%. That was a great battle with J-Rod that you had. It was amazing to watch that battle pretty much till the last lap. You guys did a phenomenal job of trying to keep it clean as well as possible. And just great entertainment all around. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate you. Anything else you want to add to the interview?
No, thanks to everybody at DRL. I know how much work it is to put this stuff on, and it's going to be an exciting series.
Oh, heck yeah. Thank you so much, Eric Acassian. See you later, boss.
Bye.
Alrighty. Anybody else want to get in for one last comment? I'll take anybody from the list. I think I've gotten to talk to everybody that I wanted to talk to so far. I'm going through the list one more time. Actually, let me grab Joshua Rodriguez. Joshua Rodriguez, do you mind if I grab you for a quick interview really fast?
Sure.
All right. I wanted to hear your side of the story. I just talked to Eric Kakasian about his side of the battle. How'd you feel about yours?
Man, that was intense. I probably went a good 2 minutes without breathing. Had to remind myself to get to it, man. It was intense. It was intense. I know we were bumper to bumper for I don't even know how long. It's just one big blur of trying to, get past him. But he defended so well, man.
Yeah, who knows how many laps that ended up being. Every time I checked back, you guys were still in the exact same delta positions that I left you in, stuck in behind the wing. What was your real opportunity, or what move were you trying to go for maybe to try to make that happen on him?
So the back straight, I seem to always have a little bit of more speed on him. But every time I got close, he just closed the gap on me.
Yep.
And I know there was one turn where we were coming in, and he kind of juked me out, and right when he lost me,
Yeah.
and I went off track, and after that I was over. But he really he knew what I was gonna do, and he made the right move ahead of time.
So all in all, how do you feel about this season here at DRL going forward? Pretty stoked?
It's gonna be intense, man. There's a lot of competition, a lot of cars on track, so I'm really looking forward to it, man. I'm super excited. It was a great first race, and man, I know we're gonna have some good races coming up.
Right on. Excited to hear it. Thank you very much for joining me for just a brief moment. I was glad to get your perspective on that battle being super fun too.
Yeah, man, thanks, and I appreciate what you do. I'm sure we all do here. Your streams have been awesome, the first two, so we look forward to
Thanks,
having
man.
you commentate for us.
Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it. Well, you have a be safe and you be safe and have a wonderful night, and make sure you go get a shower after all that sweat you've been dripping, huh?
For real, thanks, man.
Bye. Thank you to everybody here at the DRL community. Especially, I want to thank, and I'm not going to get this name wrong, Jason Hayes for all of his graphic works. Thank you very much to This Isn't Sam and Burt Macklin. I appreciate you guys all for having me. I appreciate the staff very much. I appreciate all the support, and thank you very much to all the drivers for making this a wonderful broadcast. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal and amazing to be part of this crew. I can't tell you how much I appreciate being here at the DRL. With that, everybody, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you, and remember to always, please stay safe. Bye.